Oh, there she is. Good morning, Rochelle.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hopefully I had everything set up okay for you. It looks a little different, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah. Don't get nervous. I still have some stuff to move around because what you see in there this morning clearly is not going to work. So I'll be stopping by tomorrow.
Okay.
When you're there. So, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. If you did a double take, it is 70 degrees, or it's going to be 70 today. It's sunny, and we're still in Michigan, and it's still Sunday. So hang in there. Rochelle's going to take you through a 40-minute routine. I just want to say one quick thing before we get started. Tuesday is National Teachers Day, so we're going to do something special for teachers on Tuesday, get everybody out, get you up, get you moving. So keep an eye out on our Facebook page for something with that. Rochelle, I think that's it. We're ready to go. So hope you have a great class. Enjoy your day. I'll pop on here and just say hi, so it's not weird. You can see me. Hi, good morning. Yep. Yep. Okay, there you go. We're even. Okay, enjoy class, everyone. Have a great day.
All right, you guys, so we're gonna go into our restore class today. A couple of things that you might wanna grab. I'm gonna demonstrate some things on the foam roller. For those of you that have a foam roller at home, I've been getting some requests from people saying that they're really missing that. If you don't have a foam roller, don't worry about it. You'll still be able to do a lot of these exercises. I will say if you have like a tennis ball, or I mean even just a can, we're going to do some stuff with our calf muscles that you could use a tennis ball or a can of soup or something like that, just to kind of roll those muscles out. So I'm going to start with the foam roller. I'm going to transition to the mat. If you don't have a roller, then I just want you to lay on your back in the prone position, knees bent, feet flat on the mat, about hip distance apart. All right, so I'm gonna start at the edge of my foam roller, if that's what you're using. You wanna sit toward the very edge because you want your entire back to be supported by the foam roller. And then I'm just gonna gently ease myself down. So I have my head supported on that foam roller in addition to my glutes. You shouldn't have anything like hanging off the edge and feeling like it's not supported. So if you're not laying on a foam roller, then I just want you to lay on your mat, feet hip distance apart. Take your arms out to the side and let's take a couple deep breaths together. We're breathing in through the nose and exhale out through slightly pursed lips. Inhale through the nose and exhale like you're blowing out a birthday candle. I want you to keep that breath going. Sometimes when I'm laying here, I'll take one hand over my heart and one hand onto my stomach. You don't have to do that. Really filling the lungs with air. Focus on that engagement that happens through those abdominals as you breathe. So take an inhale and exhale. Belly button pulls for the side. We're not moving any bones. I just want you to really engage in through your muscles, through your core, and then release on that inhale. And exhale, engaging all those muscles. I'm going to take my arms back to the side. Once more before we add moving our bones onto those. Take an inhale. And exhale. Just engage those ab muscles by pulling everything a little bit tighter. And then release. So here I am, I'm in my neutral spine. I'm gonna exhale, and I'm gonna deepen into that imprint. So remember, we're pulling our ribs down toward our hips, using our abs to press our back into that roller or your mat, and then release. And exhale. Deep into that imprint. Inhale, release. And exhale. Deep into that imprint. And release. When I do this, I'll often feel a stretch through my thoracic spine. So hopefully you are also feeling that. Even when I do this on the mat, sometimes if I've had a long day where I've been sitting in front of my computer even more than normal, I'll do this and I feel that nice stretch through that thoracic. So let's do that twice more. Exhale. Deep into that imprint. Release to that neutral. Let's hold this next one, and I'm going to transition so that my hands are down by my side, because we're going to go into some marching with our legs to really challenge that imprint. So it's an exhale, deep into that imprint. Right leg floats to a tabletop. Left leg floats up to join it. Right foot comes down. Left foot comes down. Release. Exhale. Deep into that imprint. Right leg floats up. Left leg floats up. Right foot comes down. Left foot comes down. And release. I want you to keep moving here. Take it at your own pace if you need to. Finding that imprint and continuing that marching. Always coming back to setting one foot down and then setting the other leg down, because we're waking up our abdominals and we're getting our abs and our back used to holding this position. And today is all about taking it slow, just unraveling. Imprinting. Right leg floats up. Left leg floats up. Take your feet down into that same footprint. And now we're going to challenge that a little bit more. So if what we move on to doesn't work for you, I want you to continue with that slow, intentional marching pace. Exhale, imprint. Right leg floats up. Left leg floats up. Otherwise, we are going to transition into our toe taps. So it's an inhale. Tap those toes down. Exhale. Float that leg. So you're pulling that leg right back to that tabletop using your abdominals. Inhale, tap down. Exhale to pull back up. If you're on your mat and you're feeling tension through your throat and your neck, I want you to put something underneath your head. Just lightly tapping the toes onto the mat. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and set one foot at a time down. Release to that neutral. Let that shake out a little bit. And let's reach our arms up toward the ceiling. So remember, you're doing all of this on the mat if you don't have a foam roller. We're going to isolate some movement into our shoulders here. So without moving any other part of your body, I want you to inhale, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. And it's like your fingertips reach up toward the ceiling, and you should feel your shoulder blades, your wings kind of stretching apart. And I'm getting a really delightful stretch between those shoulder blades right now. Without bending your elbows, I want you to draw those shoulder blades together like you're pinching a penny between them. And then release. So when we do that, we're not doing this, right? Where we're bending the elbows. I want you to keep your arms straight and really try to isolate that movement from your shoulder girdle. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, reaching up, feel that space between the shoulder blades widen. And exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, reach those arms up, feel that space between the shoulder blades widen. And exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Once more. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Go ahead and release. Let your arms come down by your side. And let's do a little bit of some core work here. So if you're on your mat, keep your knees bent, feet flat, hip distance apart. And same thing with the roller. If you're on your roller, you're going to keep those feet flat, hip distance apart. You're just obviously elevated here. So we're going to do our ab prep. You're going to nod your chin toward your chest. And exhale, use your abs like a pulley system to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Take a deep breath. And then roll that all the way back down. Nod the chin. Exhale to roll up. And lower that back down. Always starting with that nodding the chin like you're cupping a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. Don't go any smaller than an orange though, because then you're gonna feel like you're jamming and really compressing through the front of the throat and your neck. And I want you to be able to breathe comfortably. Couple more. Moving slow and with intention on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's a really nice way to wake our bodies up for the rest of the day and to hopefully move a little gentler before we move into another long week. Let's stay lifted on this next one. Connect to those upper abs and give me little tiny pulses. Remember, you can take your hands behind your head if that is a more supported position for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lay that back down. Good, let's just do one thing more before we transition off of this foam roller for the next few minutes. I want you to reach your arms up toward the ceiling and then bend your elbows wide to the side. So my forearms are still reaching up. I want you to keep your elbows out to the side. Even if you're laying on the mat, let your elbows can come down onto the floor. And then I just want you to rotate your forearms back so that the top of your forearms is parallel with the floor underneath you. And this is what we call our goalpost position. And just feel how that opens up through your shoulders and into your pecs. We're probably all carrying a little bit more tension in those areas these days. Connect to that deep, restorative breath here. And now I want you to draw snow angels. So just sweeping those arms out to the side, my arms are extended. And I think I've said before, this is the point where if I'm at home, it does not matter where in the house my cats are. They are suddenly by my side and I'm hitting into them or one of the other people in my house without fail. All right, let's transition those into some big arm circles. 2, 1. Reverse the direction of those big arm circles. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So if you're on that roller, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll to the side. You're going to have your feet planted hip distance apart. And for those of you that were on a foam roller, do you feel that difference in through your back? And if you weren't on a roller, hopefully you are still feeling that difference in through your back. It should feel a little less tight and your abs should feel a little bit more ready to engage. So feet are hip distance apart. Let's go into our bridging here. Take a deep breath. Let's exhale. Pass through that imprint. Squeeze those glutes. Let's bridge those hips up. Squeezing those glutes, opening through the front of the hips, lifting a little bit higher if you can. And then exhale, ribs pull down. Soften through that sternum and start that journey back down onto the mat. Tailbone releases. Exhale. Passing through that imprint, squeezing those glutes, bridging those hips up. Deep breath. And exhale. Go ahead and roll that all the way back down. And let's do a few more. Really focusing on that articulation through the spine. One vertebra at a time is lifting up off of that mat. Squeezing those glutes, keeping those ribs pulled down. Abs are connected. And exhale. Mobilize and articulate through that spine as you come back down. Tailbone releases heavy, twice more. And exhale. Passing through that imprint, squeeze those glutes. Lifting up, deep breath. And exhale, soften through that sternum. Rolling through the vertebra, coming back down. Tailbone releases. Last time. Deep breath. And exhale. Rolling that all the way back down. And tailbone releases. Good work, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna grab my foam roller. You don't have to use this, obviously. We're gonna do a spinal rotation. So if you are just laying on the mat, then I just want you to fold your arm underneath your head so that you're supporting the weight of your hand, kind of cradling your head into your bottom hand. Hips are gonna stay stacked. I'm gonna reach this top arm. I'm gonna reach that away from me. And then I'm gonna rotate up toward the ceiling, drop that shoulder down, keep my eyes on my hand, and exhale. Twist from that waistline toward the back of the room. Keep those abs engaged. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Engage those abdominals as you reach your arm up and back over. And inhale, reach that arm up, drop that shoulder down. Exhale. Twist from that waistline. Deep breath. And abs pull in. Squeeze that arm up. And back over. Let's do that twice more, and we're gonna add this extension of the top leg. Inhale, reach that arm up. Shoulder drops down. Extend that top leg. Twist from that waistline. Really powering through the heel of your foot. Deep breath. And reach that arm up and over, bending that top knee. Once more, you guys. Inhale, reach that arm up. Extending that top leg. Twist from that waistline. Let's stay here for 2 breaths. Once more. And abs pull in, reach that arm up and back over. All right, let's switch and do that on the other side. I forgot to mention this on the other side, but when you do this at home on your own, because I know you guys are all stretching on your own time, you could also do this with a weight in that top hand, and it's just gonna open up those muscles a little bit deeper. Hips are stacked. Inhale, reach that top arm up, drop that shoulder down. Exhale, twist from your waistline, keep your abs engaged. Deep breaths. Abs pull in as you sweep that arm up and over in front of you. And inhale, reach that arm up, shoulder drops down, and exhale. Twist. Deep breath. Sweep that arm up and over. Let's add the extension of that top leg. Inhale, reach that arm up. Extend that top leg. Twist from that waistline, really powering through the heel. Feel how that opens up through the back of the leg and into your sacrum. Deep breath. Abs pull in as you reach up and over. And once more, inhale, reach that arm up. Extend that leg. Twist from the waistline. Take a deep breath. And then reach that arm up and all the way back over. Good. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and flip over onto our stomachs here. So we're going to start in a goal post position. So you're going to have your forehead down onto your mat. Arms are in that goal post position. Ribs pull together, belly button pulls toward your spine. Your legs are extended, your feet are about hip distance apart. So we're going to inhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. You're going to exhale, pull that chest forward as you float up to extension. Being mindful, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I don't want you to compress through that low back. And then take that all the way back down. Lengthen through the back of the neck and exhale. Pull that chest forward as you float up. Squeeze those glutes. That's going to help protect your back. And then take that all the way back down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Squeezing those glutes as you float up. Deep breath. Lower that back down. Once more before we add on, lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale, pull that chest forward. And then take that all the way back down. So let's see if we can move a little bit further into that extension. If this bothers your back, then I want you to stay with what we just finished and do 4 more sets of just that. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale, we're going to come up almost to like a cobra here, lifting that chest. Abs pull in, don't let your ribs pop. And then exhale, bend those elbows and control that coming all the way back down. Lengthen through the back of the neck, abs pull in, and exhale, lifting up. Lifting that chest, letting that gaze start to journey upward. And bending the elbows, coming all the way back down. Twice more, lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale, lifting that chest. Gazing up. Squeezing those glutes. Come all the way back down. Once more, you guys, lengthen through the back of the neck. Squeeze those glutes, abs pull in, lifting up. Pausing just for a moment, and then go ahead and lower that all the way back down. And let's go ahead and sit back onto our heels into Rochelle stretch. Let your hips rock side to side. Good, all right. So let's come up onto hands and knees. Fingertips are spread. Knees are right underneath the hips. Hands are underneath the shoulders. And let's do some cat stretches here. So take a deep breath and exhale. Push out of the shoulders, around that spine. Send that breath where you're feeling tight. And then lengthen that back out, ground to two. And exhale. Push out of the shoulders, rounding the spine, deep breath. And lengthen that back out. Let's do that twice more. Exhale. Pushing out of the shoulders, rounding that spine. And lengthen that back out. Last time. Exhale. Rounding, pushing out of the shoulders, tucking that tailbone. And then lengthen that back out, crown to tail. Good, all right, so let's go into a little bit of a balance challenge here. So keeping your hands and your feet right where they're at. And remember, if you need to, you come up onto your fists. You could roll your mat up so that you have a little extra cushion underneath the palm of your hands. Let's start with our legs. So I'm going to start with, this is my right leg. Inhale to reach that long away from me. Exhale to lift that up without changing what's happening through posturally through my spine. Set the toes down and pull that back in. And I'm going to switch to that left side. Inhale to reach. Exhale, lift, engaging that glute. Toes tap down, pull that back in. And let's keep switching just with the legs for the time being. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift, toes tap down, pull that back in. Inhale, reach, exhale, lift, toes tap down, pull that back in. Once more each side. Inhale, reach, exhale, lift, toes tap down, pull that back in. Once more before we add the arms. Inhale, reach, exhale, lift, toes tap down, pull that back in. So now let's just do our arm movements and then we'll add them both together. So I take my hands back underneath my shoulders. I'm going to start with inhale, reaching that right arm forward and up. Again, not changing anything posturally, and then dragging that back in. Left arm reaches forward, up. Fingertips come down, pull that back in. And let's just do that once more each side. Inhale, reach, lift. Fingertips tap down, pull that back in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Fingertips tap down, pull that back in. So let's marry those two movements together. So I'm going to start with my right arm and my left leg. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to reach them long together at the same time. Exhale, lift. Toes and fingers tap down, pull that back in. And try not to like lean to one side when you're doing this. So now my left hand, my right leg. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift, engaging through those abdominals. We're challenging our balance here. Toes and fingers tap down, pull that back in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Toes and fingers tap down, pull that back in. I'm going to take that just a little bit faster, but if you need to stay at a slower pace, please do what your body needs today. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Last time. All right, go ahead and sit back onto your heels. Roll your wrist out if you need to. Good, all right, so let's come back to hands and knees here. So we're gonna do another version of a spinal rotation. So I'm gonna take this right arm, I'm gonna dive that underneath my left. And then I'm gonna sweep that arm up, looking up at my hand, and then exhale. Dive. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Dive. Once more. Good, all right, so we're gonna do that on the opposite side. So now I've got my left hand, I'm gonna dive that underneath my right. And then sweep that up, looking up at my hand. Dive. Reach. Twice more. Last time. Good. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and sit in our mermaid position here. So remember, if this doesn't work for you, you could always sit with your legs crossed, or you could just extend your legs in front of you. Also, if you need to, roll up your mat so that you've got a little extra cushion underneath your hips. All right, so sitting, I've got my Z shape here, if that's what you're opting to go for. And I'm gonna reach this right arm up overhead, my left hand is on my mat. And I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna bend over to that left side, really pressing that right hip down into my mat. And then coming back up. And exhale. Bending to the side. And coming back up. Once more, let's add a rotation onto that. Rotating toward the mat, reach that top arm long. Maybe pull those ribs behind you a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and come out of that. And let's develop that on the other side. So when I've got my right hand onto the mat, my left arm is going to be the one that is moving. I'm going to reach that arm up, keep that left side nice and heavy onto the mat. As I bend over to the right, really pressing that left hip down is what's going to help open up through that side body. And then come back up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bend. And then coming back up. And let's add that rotation. And rotate, reaching that top arm. Pulling those ribs behind you. And then go ahead and unravel out of that. All right, so for this next bit, couple of options for you. So I'm going to demonstrate this using the foam roller. Sorry, I needed a sip of water. So I'm going to demonstrate this on the foam roller. You could grab a pillow or a blanket. You could also roll your mat up because we're gonna set our hips. I'm gonna set my hips on this foam roller, and I'd like you to set your hips on something that gives you a little bit of an elevation so that we can open up through the front of the hips and get into the psoas a little bit. So I'll stop talking and I'll demonstrate that so you can see kind of what we're working with. So I'm gonna have that right underneath my low back and my hips. So my shoulders are down. So anything will work here that's gonna give you that little bit of an arch. You probably won't have as much lift as I have with the foam roller, but you're still gonna get a good stretch out of this, I promise. I do this at home when members of my family have stolen my foam roller. The foam roller is a hot commodity in our household. All right, so I'm gonna start by pulling this left knee in toward my chest, and I'm gonna extend this right leg away from me. And I want you to try your best to keep that right heel connected to your floor or your mat, because if you have it lifting up, it's not allowing those hip flexors and extenders to loosen up, and that's what we want them to do right now. So I'm just gently pulling that left knee in. If that doesn't work for you because your knees are kind of sore, then grab onto the inseam of your leggings wherever you can reach and pull that left thigh a little bit closer to you. Good, really flex through that right foot. Let's add a little movement onto that and then point the toes. Flex and point. So I've been running quite a bit, which I run, but it's mostly inside on a treadmill. I've never been much of an outdoor runner until recently. And I've been running like 2 to 3 times a week at least. So my hips are getting really tight because my body is starting to get used to running outside on uneven ground, but I've noticed that my hips have been really tight. So the reason I say that is because if you're also doing that because it's helping you get out of the house for a little bit, or like me, managing some anxiety, this is a good stretch to help keep those hips nice and limber so you can continue that progress with that outdoor running. And I want you to keep that right foot flexed and just slide that foot out to the side and then across. So you're sliding that foot away from you. Feel how that gets that stretch, and then sliding it towards you. Has anybody else started running as a result of all of this? I'd be curious. I'm just curious. And if you're an experienced runner, maybe give me some tips for running outside. I've been enjoying it. Once more each side. And let's go ahead and switch. So now I'm gonna pull this right knee in, and I can feel how that right hip has decompressed. And I'm gonna extend that left leg. So we're staying here for a little bit because that's where we get that real good stretch, that kind of magic that happens. So remember, if you need to, you could grab onto the inseam of your leggings to pull that a little bit closer to you. Use that breath to melt those muscles open. And then flex the foot and point. Flex and point. Twice more. Keep your foot flexed, and let's slide that leg away from you and then towards you. So you're just tick-tocking, kind of sweeping that foot so that leg reaches away from you and then kind of across your center line. Twice more. Last one. Good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and you can do this a more gentle way, but I like to move that foam roller out from underneath me, kind of tuck my knees in, and then just gently let myself roll down. And let those knees rock side to side. So at the beginning of class, I mentioned that you could grab a tennis ball or a can because we are going to get into your calf muscles a little bit. So now is the time to grab those items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down onto my forearms, and I'm using my foam roller, obviously, but you can use your tennis ball, or I did do this the other night just to test it out with kind of a bigger can of soup, and it certainly worked. So I'm going to keep my right calf onto my foam roller, and we're looking for, I know I have like skinny calves, but you're looking for like the thickest part of your calf muscle. And then you're going to take that left leg over the right, and you're just going to roll that calf muscle over your foam roller, your tennis ball, your soup can. So our calf muscles get super, super tight, especially if you've been keeping up with some of like our bar classes that we've been doing. Woo! Those are killer. They feel so good, but we want to get those muscles to loosen up. Good, and then let's switch sides. So I've got the thickest part of my left calf on that foam roller, tennis ball, can of soup, and then cross that right ankle over the left, and then you're just going side to side, and whew, that left leg is a lot tighter than my right, apparently. Good. Three, two, one. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and gently make our way onto our feet. And I'm going to continue to use the foam roller, but you can use your tennis ball or your can of soup. It actually will probably work a little bit better. So I'm going to take my right foot, and I'm going to put that right onto my foam roller. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure into that and kind of roll over the arch of my foot. If you're using a can or a tennis ball, be careful how much pressure you put into that, because most of us, our feet are really tight and they're sensitive. Another trick that I like to do, so some of you know that I have plantar fasciitis, and so I keep a frozen water bottle. And when I'm noticing that my feet are getting really tight, I'll put a towel over that frozen water bottle and then roll out my arches. It makes such a big difference. Now let's go ahead and switch. Oops. And just rolling over the arch of your foot. Our feet do a lot for us, and we don't often give them a whole lot of love in return. So this is one way to keep them loose. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so go ahead and stand with your feet about hip distance apart. Reach those arms up toward the ceiling. Nod the chin. Let's go ahead and fold that forward one vertebra at a time. Softening those knees. Shake your head. Nod your head. Draw your low belly in. Press down through your feet and stack through your spine. One vertebra at a time. Roll those shoulders back. Roll those shoulders forward. And that's going to do it for me for Sunday morning Restore. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I really, really appreciate it. And I will hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow night at 5:30.
for bars. So get out into the sunshine. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, great class, everyone. Have a great day, everyone. Can't think of a better way to start a Sunday than a class, restore class with Rochelle. Have a great day.